Hello, welcome back to the Art of Living Well podcast. Marnie and Stephanie today in person again. And before we start today's episode, we're going to do a little conversation starter,
which I'm
something
excited
fun
about.
So we have this at my dinner table. It's a connections jar from a local Minnesota woman who made this. And Marnie's going to pick a question. We're going to see what.
Let's see what I get here. They're kind of stuck together.
My kids just really love this. I mean, I'm being a little facetious. But.
Ooh. Okay. What is easier for you? Describing something in writing or in spoken works? That's an easy one for me.
I mean, I think I'd like to talk. So I think it's probably in spoken words. But if it's something like a little bit deeper, I would prefer to write. I do like writing too. I don't know. What about you?
Definitely writing. I just think I can get my thoughts out so much better writing. And sometimes I fumble over my words when I talk. So writing 100% of the way.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
We're all different. Curious what your thoughts are on that question. The connections jar. And let's talk.
For anyone who wants this fun game, and there's different variations. This is the family version. There's a couple others. It's connectionsjar@gmail.com. And you can email and get yourself a little connections jar. Strike up some dinner table conversation with your family. So,
big topic today.
Big topic. And we actually have talked a little bit about this with one of our guests not that long ago, just a few weeks ago, with Zach Abbott.
From Z-Biotics.
Yes. We're going to talk about fiber because it's having a little bit of a comeback.
It's having a big comeback, and it should, because we need it and we are not getting enough of it on a daily basis, right? Like 95% of Americans are not getting enough of the recommended daily dose of fiber. And women need, 25 to 30 grams of fiber, and men need even more. So
and that's minimum. Like, when's the last time you thought about fiber? Really? We probably do, but just the average person out there, everyone is so into their protein intake now, and people aren't talking about fiber like they should be.
And why aren't we getting enough fiber? Like, what is going on in today's day and age that we're not getting enough fiber? So we're going to kind of dive into this. And some of you may be wondering, well, what is fiber? Yeah. What exactly is fiber, Stephanie? Can you tell me?
Well, there's two different types of fiber. There's the soluble and the insoluble fiber. Soluble dissolves in water, and it's found in beans and fruit and oats, and that's what helps lower cholesterol and stabilize your blood sugar. Then there's also insoluble fiber.
And the insoluble fiber really helps with digestion and prevents constipation, which is a huge problem for so many people. We both have so many clients that deal with a lot of constipation issues. So we need that insoluble fiber, and it's found in veggies and nuts and seeds. And there are just so many benefits to eating fiber every single day.
Yeah. And so if you're someone out there that has digestive issues, who is not going to the bathroom at least once a day, at least. And, just to get a little, go down this rabbit hole a little bit for a moment, you should be having bowel movements that don't take you 5, 10, 15 minutes to get out. If you're spending that much time in the bathroom, just sitting there, then let's talk.
Although I will say, I do know a fair number of people that use that time as their personal space, and they might read or play on their phones or whatever.
100%.
If you're pushing it really hard,
that's my point.
That is not good.
Right.
But if you're just taking some me time and you're going to the bathroom, okay.
Yes.
It's a little different.
We will not go there right now as to why you find that time. So I don't know. Yeah. Or if you're going and you're running to the bathroom and it's coming out too quickly, that's another sign that there's something going on.
And you can actually look at, it's called the Bristol stool chart. And you could Google that and see the different shapes and consistencies of different poops. And it'll show you what's normal and what's not. And we could we'll link that up
in the show notes.
Because I think it's really valuable to see that.
It's so valuable. And I was actually just having a conversation with my daughter and a nurse practitioner, and she's like, honey, it should be like a hot dog. That's what the consistency is. Sorry to get a little graphic, but this is just life. And we don't talk about it enough. So
Yeah.
as a parent, talk to your kids about it. Like after they're little and you're not monitoring it, how do you know what's going on?
Mm-hmm. And so, what are some of the benefits of fiber besides helping you go to the bathroom regularly? Well, it supports our gut microbiome, which we're hearing a lot about these days.
Mhm.
And it's so important to have a healthy gut. And it really brings water into the gut and it feeds our microbiome, really,
Yeah.
right? And we want to, we talked about this with Zach Abbott in our Z Biotics episode, but we really want to bring all different kinds of fiber into our gut because you don't just want to eat the same thing every single day. You need that variety to keep your gut healthy.
Just like you need variety from like a minerals and nutrient standpoint, your gut needs the variety from a fiber standpoint as well.
Going back to eating a rainbow, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why we say eat a rainbow,
Yeah.
because we need all of this variety in our diets for various reasons.
And it also supports blood sugar regulation, which is a topic we've, discussed quite a bit, regulating that blood sugar. And it keeps you full longer. That's why if you're going to have apple juice or an apple, you should really eat the full apple because that's where the fiber is. You're not getting any fiber when you juice.
The saying, an apple a day keeps the
doctor away.
I always think about that though. Like I actually do eat an apple almost every day because I love apples. And I do think there is so much good fiber in them. And it really is a filling snack. And if you add like some almond butter on top of it, then you're adding a little bit of a healthy fat and protein. It's really delicious. So it's also detoxifying fiber, right? Because it like will bind the toxins and help you eliminate them out of your body. And that's the whole key is, right? We want to eliminate the bad stuff, and fiber is so useful in doing that.
Which is why it's so important that you are going to the bathroom regularly. Otherwise, toxins that you're eating, breathing, absorbing in your skin are just staying in your body and then ultimately, going to cause chronic inflammation and potentially diseases and other things. And there's just big longevity benefits because of all this. Like you keep a healthy gut, it's going to help with your immune system, right?
It's going to help with everything, even your brain health, like everything. Yeah, it's all connected.
Yeah.
And so we touched on this a little bit earlier, but how much fiber does a woman need? How much fiber does a man need per day?
So I think, Marnie, we said the minimum, like the guidelines that are put out are at least 25, but really it needs to be more than that. Like that is the minimum. And most people are getting like half that right now. So I personally, I just always thought like, I eat a significant amount of my diet comes from plants, whether it's nuts and seeds and vegetables and fruit. And so I thought, I must be getting enough fiber. So a couple of weeks ago, I just did a little exercise where I just kind of said, okay, let's go through all the foods that I typically eat in a day and how much am I getting? And I will say I am getting enough when I'm eating at home and I'm eating my smoothie with my daily nutritional support in there because like the plant-based protein powders will have more fiber than the whey-based protein powders. And I get it, but it's because I'm very intentional with how I eat and my body now just like wants those foods. But I can easily see where the average person, and especially young kids and even teenagers, are not getting even close to what they need in fiber. And when you go out to eat, a lot of restaurants, like the vegetable portions are pretty small. You're just not getting enough.
Or they're just covered in stuff.
Well, yeah, we won't even
That's
go there.
A whole other
That's a topic
issue
for another day. Yeah.
But, we keep going back to Zach Abbott, but he mentioned that he likes to count his fruits and veggies and beans and whatever his fibrous foods throughout the day. And he tries to get to, I think it was 20
different plants.
20 plants a day. And I just love that. And I literally have been thinking about it since we talked about it.
Yeah.
And I've been counting and I do get to 20 plus plants a day, which I'm really happy about. But like you said, if I'm eating out, it's a lot more challenging. Like at home, it's not that challenging for me, especially if I'm making like a big hearty salad at lunchtime and throwing lots of different things in. It's like, okay, I'm getting all my fiber, in this meal and plus my smoothie, I'm good to go.
Right.
But like, what are some examples of foods that a person can eat that have a high amount of fiber in them?
Well, certain fruits, and some fruits have more than others. It's not just any fruit. Like raspberries have a ton. It's funny because my kids love frozen raspberries. They eat them all the time. And Zach said it's because of the seeds, and that's why they're so high. But 8 grams of fiber in 1 cup. So easy. Put a cup of raspberries in your smoothie. and you've already started 8. You're already like a third of the way there.
I'll buy like the pack of fresh raspberries, and my daughter will pop off the whole pack in like one sitting.
Those we do that also, but when there's 3 kids at home, sometimes that
gets costly.
It gets expensive, especially when it's off season.
Yeah. But like chia seeds are great. They have so much protein in them. Lentil beans, avocado has a lot of protein. Like all the foods I love. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you mean fiber.
Oh,
I think you meant fiber.
Oh, sorry.
But some of them have protein
fiber.
too. Yeah. And so beans have a ton, and beans are really inexpensive. Actually, something popped up. I think it was on Instagram, and it was comparing. I think it was protein, but it was also the environmental impact on like beef or animal meat versus beans. And you were getting more nutrients, way more fiber, because meat doesn't really have any fiber, I don't think, and so much less expensive. So go to Costco and buy one of those big things of like chickpeas or black beans or whatever kind of beans you like.
And they have the big things of chia seeds too, like the organic chia seeds. It's great.
And hemp.
And yep, the hemp seeds.
Yep.
But green peas have a lot of fiber in them. Blackberries, broccoli, almonds. These are all great fibrous foods. So just the next time you're eating a meal, take notice of what fiber food is on your plate. And if you're lacking, think about what you can add to it.
Right. And one thing that I thought was interesting is certain diets that are presumably could be healthier. So like even like a paleo diet or, someone who's eating low carb may not be getting enough plants because they're focusing their meal more on like the protein or more on the fat, and they're not getting enough plants. So just be mindful of that. What else can you add to your plate? We're not saying take anything away, but adding. And Marnie and I have been sprouting, which we've talked about, and we love our sprouts.
I mean, and I'm in love with the sprouts.
Yes,
and it's proteinaceous too. So you're getting your fiber and your protein, and they're so fresh and tasty. I just love the salad mix from the sprouting company. So good.
So good. And you know what? I've been sprouting the chickpeas and then making hummus with it.
I have not tried that yet.
Okay. It's good. Actually, I have some.
Ooh.
I have some I could give you.
Okay. Yeah. But one downside to fiber is that if you eat too much of it too fast, you can feel bloating, you can have gas, potentially even constipation, which you wouldn't think, but it is possible. So, if you're not used to eating a lot of fiber, you do want to start slow and kind of, add more over time. Don't just if you're not one to eat much fiber, don't go crazy on day one.
Especially with beans too.
Yes.
Because I will notice if I'm eating like beans and broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage in one day, it's like, whoa. Yeah.
And there might be certain foods that agree with you more than others, just like in anything we do. Drinking lots of water can help with that as well. It's super important to drink water, along with your fiber intake.
You want to move it all along.
Yeah. Yep. And you just want to try and get that fiber from whole foods. So not from like chips and crackers and processed foods.
Right. And even like, what are your thoughts on some of these like fiber supplements? Like I know people that take fiber supplements, and what Zach told us is that, and we'll share this in the show notes too, the link to sugar to fiber, is that unlike most fiber supplements, sugar to fiber will slowly,
convert
the
sugar
into
in your
fiber throughout the day.
Yeah.
So where if you take a fiber supplement, it's like hitting you all at once, which could, you don't want it all at once, right? You want it throughout the day.
And you also don't, not to knock like Metamucil, but you don't want to rely on that as your fiber source. And he even mentioned like you're getting the same type of fiber in that drink every single day. So like we talked about earlier, you want to have all different kinds of fiber in your gut and in your microbiome. And so we really like his sugar to fiber product because it's taking what you're eating and converting that into fiber. And that's pretty cool. And like Stephanie said, it's like slowly releasing over the course of the day.
And it's like 5 to 10 grams of fiber. So it's not a Band-Aid for eating a bad diet. You can't just go out there and eat crap and then take the sugar to fiber. It's just going to help get you over the hurdle, and it will diversify the type of fiber that you have in your gut.
It's a little bump to your fiber intake.
Yep.
So there are some simple swaps that we like to talk about.
Yeah.
Instead of white rice,
Yeah.
white rice, you could go to quinoa or farro,
Mhm.
cereal, which we're not big fans of.
No.
Try overnight oats or a chia pudding, which
Yep.
is so yummy.
And then just going for as many vegetables, veggies and hummus is a great way to get fiber in, and a variety of vegetables, whatever you like.
Mm-hmm. Seeds, nuts, lentils, black beans.
Flaxseed is really good. Throw it in your smoothie. Some of these seeds and
Mm-hmm.
things you can just put right into a smoothie, blend it up, and you won't even notice that you're eating
Yeah.
it, but it's having so many good benefits for you.
I add seeds to my daughter's smoothie. She doesn't even know they're there. Although sometimes she'll be like, wait, I had a seed in my tooth.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure it blends really well. But I do add seeds to her smoothie. I'm like, okay, she's getting more fiber. She's getting
Mhm.
more protein. Like, good way to go off to school in the morning.
Totally. So Marnie and I, we talked about like tracking the number of plants you're eating throughout the day or tracking your fiber. It is just a really good exercise for awareness to spend 1 or 2 days and track your fiber. I mean, we'll link up some documents that will help you do this. And actually, we have a free worksheet that has a little bit about fiber, the top fiber rich foods, and then a little tracking worksheet where you can do this for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click the link in our bio, yes, but also in the show notes, you can get that free download. And it's just a good exercise to do for a couple days, not to be like obsessive or anything, but just to become aware.
And then pay attention to your poop, you guys. I know we
Mhm.
talked about this earlier, but look at that Bristol stool chart that we're going
Mhm.
to put in the show notes and assess where your poop is
Yeah.
today. And then as you're adding more fiber into your diet, notice how it changes over time. And hopefully, if you are one of those people that's constipated, hopefully this conversation will maybe help you take a step in the direction of being less constipated. We would
Right.
love to hear from you how, what changes you're making for your constipation. And
Yeah.
we can help with that too. If you are interested in talking with the two of us about that further, please reach out.
Yep. You could do a quick consultation. You could come on our show and do a health transformation audit. But we would love to take you from wherever you're at right now on your journey, just a little bit further along to where you want to be. What's that vision for your ideal life? And maybe one of the things is just feeling less bloated and eating more fiber and going to the bathroom regularly.
And one of the reasons why we love our quarterly detox is because you get so much fiber
Yeah.
during the course of that week. I mean, with all of the different fruits and veggies that you're eating, you're just packing your system with fiber on a daily basis.
And we just finished our spring liver detox and
Mm-hmm.
our vitality reboot program, which is such a great time. And if you're listening to this and if you missed it, we have the DIY version that you'll get all the same support and materials from us. You just won't have the group. So that link is also in the show notes, or reach out to us, send us an email or a DM, and we can get you set up so that you can jump into spring with more vitality and energy and more fiber.
And if you are interested in trying the ZBiotics sugar to fiber product, we do have a discount code for you. It's
Yes.
Living Well for 15% off. And that's at zbiotics.com/livingwell. And we are both loving that product.
Yeah. And it's very easy to use. Incorporate it into your normal routine. Any beverage that you're
Mm-hmm.
drinking in the morning, pop it in, very little taste. And yeah, you're good to go.
So cheers to fiber.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.